with Endgame coming out this week. Where did the time go?
I don't know, but I'm so excited.
I hope y'all got your tickets or you're not seeing it this weekend, but I'm super excited to dive into our theories of what's going to happen in this movie, and I want to hit 3 categories of theories. That's coming up. Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin.
I'm the Cholo Nerd.
And this is our theory video for Avengers Endgame. So I'm just throwing it out there. This is just us wildly speculating. We have no idea what's going to happen. And if we accidentally spoil something, well, neither of us has seen the movie, so it's clearly not intentional. So we're just going to dive in here.
Yeah, I don't have the time stone, so...
No, we don't have the time stone.
I can't spoil it.
Wouldn't that be great if we had the time stone?
Yeah.
Well, don't stop now.
So the 3 categories I want to hit are this. I want to talk about who do we think is going to die? How do we think they're going to undo the snap? And then I want to hit the wild card theories, like those random ideas and theories that we have. And I'm sure there's going to be overlap, but I don't care. We're going to have fun with it.
Who cares?
Yes.
Anything can go.
Anything can go.
It's the Marvel Universe.
Yes. So Cholo Nerd, let's start with you. Who is going to die in this movie?
Okay, so I've been thinking about this a lot because, you know, all the trailers that have come out and I don't think Tony Stark's gonna die.
I'm 50-50.
And I think Captain America is going to die.
Uh-huh.
And I think, you know, it might be a smaller level person, maybe Rhodey.
Okay.
You know, might die, but I have a feeling, you know, Iron Man's not gonna die in this. But I think he's gonna die like on the inside, you know, because I think him, you know, what we saw in the trailer, you know, a couple weeks ago with him and Captain America, where they shake hands and like they kind of like
that was so cool to see them shake hands. Do you trust me?
Yes,
that was so great.
I think I have a feeling Cap's gonna sacrifice himself in this one.
Yeah,
although. We don't sacrifice lives here, or we don't trade lives here. You know?
But Cap is always the one to make that play.
Yes.
And I mean, that's why he froze in his own movie, because he made that play.
Yeah.
I'm 50-50 on Tony Stark. I mean, the reason that I kind of theorize at least Tony Stark and Chris Evans are going to die is because I feel like they're kind of done and they're ready to move out of their contracts. And I know Chris Evans wants to move out of his contract for sure. And you know, he's already said his goodbye. So I'm positive Captain America is going to sacrifice himself. There's something I could throw in the miscellaneous theories about something else, and I think it's because you told me this one theory, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But I honestly think Captain America will die in this movie. I think it'll be sad, and I think it'll be epic, and I think he will go out in a blaze of glory. Yeah. And I think his sacrifice might have a huge part in the snap being undone. I am 50-50 on Tony Stark. And here's the 50% why I think he will live. Because Infinity War opened with him talking about that dream that he had that was so real that he and Pepper were going to have a kid.
Yes.
You remember that? You have to pee, but you wake up and you really do have to pee.
Morgan.
And in the trailer, not the short 1-minute one, but the other final trailer, he talked about how he had one last surprise that he wanted to pull off for Pepper.
Yeah.
I know I said no more surprises, but I was really hoping to pull off one last one.
So I think that they're going to give him a nice little round out on that story there. So I kind of think this is his last MCU movie, but I 50% think he'll die because gosh, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's the last thing, and it would be so dramatic to have him die. And I don't know, there was a while I held a theory that the 4 original Avengers will die by the time this is over.
And I thought that was going to happen in Infinity War.
I thought so too.
When he snapped, I thought the old Avengers would die, the original.
Yeah.
And all the new characters would live. And
you got the total reverse of that.
Yeah, and it was the opposite. Like, oh, hey, if you're new and you made $1 billion, you're dead.
What do you think about Hulk? Is Hulk gonna die?
I don't think the Hulk's gonna die. I think he's gonna redeem himself in this movie. He needs to, because he made himself out to be, you know, a wimp.
Come out! Come out! Come out!
But you kind of get that from, like, Ragnarok. He's kind of like a child, you know.
Yeah. He's only just now beginning to talk okay and string together sentences.
Yeah. But I think he's gonna live I really think I just can't handle it emotionally if Tony Stark dies, because he's like my favorite character on there.
He is awesome.
You know, I like Captain America, I like all these guys, but I love Tony Stark's character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Comic book, whatever, you know. Black Panther was my guy, you know, and Moon Knight, I love Moon Knight, but no, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Robert Downey Jr. has sold me on Iron Man, so if he dies, I almost like died in Infinity War when he got stabbed.
I remember that. I was
like,
sitting next to you.
I was like, I was like, that's it. No, it's happening. It's happening. And I think that video that they posted on the very first trailer where he's leaving a message to Pepper Potts, I don't think that's in the movie. I think that was a decoy. I don't trust you, Marvel.
Oh, I know. I mean, even that new 1 minute look, it's like how much of it is a lie. You go back to that Infinity War trailer and you have that epic shot with Hulk in Wakanda, and we know that didn't happen. No.
Hulk never even made it to Wakanda.
No, he burst out again and said, no! And he goes, screw you, you big green, and then, you know.
I loved it, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't want to see him die, so I'm assuming he's not.
I'm 50-50. I have more evidence that Stark will live in my mind than he'll die, but there's just that part of me for that emotional edge. I still think there's a good chance he'll die.
Yeah.
But either way, I have a strong feeling it's his last MCU movie this time.
Yeah.
We've heard that before, but I think this time it might actually be true.
And then I heard like a theory, because I watch a lot of these Marvel theories, and like someone said, you know, they'll time travel and then Captain America will stay back in his time.
And that's what you told me. That's what I was referring to earlier. That one thing that you told me, and that makes sense. That's a good round out for Cap and gets him out of the MCU. He
goes home and but it will be a little weird. Be like, hey, you know, in the future, you know, your niece.
We kissed,
and we kind of, you know, I crushed on her a little bit. But you know, that'd be a little weird.
But if you can get past that,
then they can get past anything. You know?
Yes, that's right.
But I just really feel like Captain America is gonna die. I feel like Tony Stark is gonna take over the Avengers because he kind of already did. You know.
You mean that kind of Shield, Nick Fury
Shield,
leadership? Yeah.
Although I don't think they'll bring Shield back. Period.
No.
I think this will be their Shield, which will just be the Avengers training facility, which will be the Avengers. I think he'll take it over in that way as like Nick Fury. You know.
Yeah.
But I think he'll retire after this, like as a superhero. I think Cap will die. I think Thor will live.
I do too. He's got to go rule the half of his people that survived. Like he's got to go find the half that survived the attack, and then he's got to go rule and be a good, just king.
Yeah, I feel like Ragnarok redeemed him for the fans. Like I really feel like, I mean, that movie was like, the story was just okay, but it was like hilarious, and people like seemed to like it a lot more, and they like, I don't know, they just seem to like Thor even more now because of that, you know, that movie. But so I feel like Thor's gonna live because of, you know, Ragnarok kind of saved his butt a little bit. But and I think, you know, him and Captain Marvel will be pretty funny together. And if they get together and have a kid, holy crap!
that would be one powerful child.
That child.
I want that movie, MCU. I want that movie.
Yeah.
So let's talk undoing the snap. The biggest theory I personally have for undoing the snap: he snapped his fingers and he found himself in that big old orange area standing on water, which that's the color of the Soul Stone. So one of the big theories I hold is, well, I hold two, but the one that I want, because I don't like time travel too much, I want them to figure out how to go into the Soul Stone and bring the souls out. Like they disintegrated from our dimension into another, and there's a way to bring them back.
Yeah.
And that's the theory that I'm kind of hoping for, but what I think is going to happen for realsies is in Ant-Man and the Wasp, the post-credit scene, they make a very clear reference.
And don't get sucked into a time vortex. We won't be able to save you.
They're going to get trapped in a time vortex?
No, they're going to intentionally go for a time vortex and vortex through time.
Yeah. And see, I want to avoid that, but I know that's most likely going to happen just based on some of the pictures and stuff that we've seen, you know. But I feel like Doctor Strange cursed the stone.
Ooh, explain.
So, when you see, you know, all the stones being used, they glow.
Right.
He goes, no tricks. He's on no tricks. It glows when he brings it back, right? He could have just grabbed it and brought it in and been like, boom. But I feel like he activated something, you know, kind of like he did Dormammu, but not so extreme where they're just going to relive everything.
Right.
But I think he did something to it where it won't go past a certain time. I feel like it's going to buy the Avengers time.
Interesting.
So I really feel like something like that's going to happen, like with Doctor Strange. But I know for sure they're going to they're going to the quantum realm.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Maybe they're getting particles or whatever, or maybe they are going to time.
Yeah.
But I really feel like that stone is cursed.
Well, and then now that we got the director back for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, James Gunn, and since it was already announced there was going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, how do you do that without Gamora and Star-Lord and Gamora's unique relationship there? So that's why I'm also thinking time travel. I want to think they go into this whole stone to bring them back, and to me that works for the disintegrated people, but that doesn't work for the characters that died.
Yeah.
And Gamora flat out died. And that's why I'm really leaning towards it's the time vortex, because I think what's going to have to happen is it's going to be a time vortex. We're going to somehow undo the snap. We're going to bring back these characters that died, but I don't think that's going to come easy. I think that's where Cap is going to die. I think it's going to require an ultimate sacrifice, because I remember when Infinity War came out, the Russo brothers said death was going to mean something.
Yeah.
So, since we know from Spider-Man Far From Home and a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, they're all coming back from disintegration. So, if they're going to be true to their word and death is going to mean something, it's going to be a sacrifice that undoes it somehow.
Sacrifice play.
Yeah.
What if Cap gets stuck in a time vortex?
That would be horrible!
What if that's it? That's how he goes away? Like,
oh! I mean, I guess it means they could open it for 10 years from now, bring him back, but
yeah, and he'd be like, well, it probably wouldn't be aged that much. He has these super soldier serum.
That's true, yes.
But still, yeah, what if he gets caught in a time vortex and that's how they say goodbye to him or something? But I hope not. That wouldn't be very good story writing, but...
But if it's like he knows he's going to be trapped and he willingly jumps into it, that'd be kind of different. Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, that's horrible. But I guess either way that we kill him off, it's going to be horrible.
It's going to be horrible, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's been there for so long and... He's been like, they're righteous. How does Ultron say?
Captain America, God's righteous man.
But, I don't know. There's so many good theories out there.
There are. What if he gets trapped in the time vortex and they find something in a newspaper from the 40s and there he is in it past the time where he shouldn't be?
Ooh.
Ooh. And that's our indicator that he's okay.
Like, I feel like they're going to fight Thanos twice. I really feel like they're going to fight him in the beginning and get their butts handed to him.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to game plan. That last trailer that came out a couple weeks ago, where the Hulk's talking and Rhodes says like, "Well, he killed like half our friends," you know. I really feel like that's like a regrouping section. Like they went after Thanos,
and it didn't
work out. It's like
that would make sense.
And I think they're going to have to figure out a way to come back as a team. And I think Captain Marvel is going to realize, okay, you know, we're messing with something stronger than we anticipated.
Yep.
Which Thor already knows, but Thor didn't really... He got a taste of it, but then he had his one shot and he missed, but now he's going to be dealing with...
And he could have won if he went for the head.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And the best part is, like, Thanos likes to remind him that, too. You know, like, you should have gone for the head.
Your failures have brought you to me.
Right? That's exactly what that line means. Like, you failed. So you're back.
When I saw that, last final trailer before this 1 minute special look, I thought them in those suits, those new Avengers suits, I thought for sure that was them getting ready to go into the quantum realm. Like that, they were going to make that dive. But then that theory got thrown off from me when I saw them in Quill's ship warping to fight Thanos. So your theory actually makes sense to me with that.
And see, that's another thing. Like, what if that was just the ship coming to Earth, you know, like, so they don't.
Well, Marvel lies in their trailers.
They could have been in one of the Quinjets.
Yes,
all climbed up, and Rocket Raccoon, he's genetically programmed to fly airplanes. But like, what if that's what it was? Like, it was just like they don't even mean. What if Thanos meets them? What if Thanos starts messing with time and finds out what they're trying to do? He's like,
gosh.
What if Thanos shows up over there and is like, you know what? I know what you're trying to do, and I'm going to stop this right now.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
We don't know. This is miscellaneous, so we could come on.
Well, yeah, because he's got the glove, so he's got all 6 stones. So even if they use the quantum realm to time travel, he's got the time stone. So he'd be like, "Oh, you think you could? Two could play that game and dive into it too to preserve his timeline."
And that also raises another question, because in that trailer, they show Thanos all geared up. Is that from a previous time? Because his hand's not messed up. In the very first trailer that they released for Endgame, remember his hand was wrapped up in the fields. Maybe that wasn't him then, you know, but it seemed like Thanos, but his hand was like wrapped up. You know, I'm sure, you know, it's going to heal eventually, you know, but I'm thinking maybe it's from a different time. Ooh. Or maybe it is in the future already and he's already healed up and he's ready to go.
See, this is what drives me nuts about time travel.
You can do anything with time travel.
You can do anything.
Haven't you ever seen The Flash?
Gosh, that's where I'm burned on time travel. The way The Flash kept using time travel in the show. But if this film does it right and uses time travel right, it can be really compelling, which I have no reason to doubt the MCU or the Russo brothers at this rate. I can't think of any of the theories because this thing has left me totally...
And there's some like really weird theories out there, but then you start thinking about it, you're like, you know what, that's not impossible.
Yeah. Do you think that Captain Marvel saves Stark and Nebula, or do you think Stark and Nebula build something to keep the ship alive and get to Earth?
I think Stark and Nebula get to Earth by themselves.
Yeah.
I don't think Captain Marvel has anything to do with it. I mean, she could, but
yeah.
I really feel like in that, was it the second trailer that was released where it shows them building something?
Yes.
I think he's thinking of something, and I think he gets one last idea.
Yep.
And I think he might be using his own parts to power the ship.
Because he's got the nanites of his suit, and the nanites he can program to be whatever shape or whatever he wants them to be. So
I think he's creating one last thing to get him home. We're going to get Captain Marvel there really quick. Because obviously, you know, we saw the post-credit scene where she shows up and is like, where's Fury?
Yeah.
So I think she's going to be there quick, and like they're going to be like, where you been? Like, you know, kind of fill her in, and she's going to be like, well, you know, like light years away. So, you know. But I think they're going to kind of establish, you know, some type of story with that, and I think Tony Stark and Nebula are going to show up. And I think that's where the moment's going to get really intense, you know. He's home.
Yeah.
We saw Pepper Potts giving him a hug, and it's very emotional, so you're just like, man.
Wow.
You know, I think they get home on their own, and it's a shock.
Yeah. Now, do you think that scene where they're all walking out in the field and looking up and there's that gap, do you think they're looking up at Tony arriving, or do you think that's the segment in the trailer, the new special look, where, I almost called him Steppenwolf, what blasphemy, where Thanos is beaming down?
See, and I was thinking about that on my way here. I was like, because, you know, I watch these trailers, like, a lot. And I was thinking, I was like, man, there's two things. That could be Tony Stark and Nebula showing up, and they just hear some noise because they're going outside.
Yep.
Or maybe there's a disturbance in the atmosphere, and Thanos is showing up. Ooh. Like I said, maybe he found out what they're trying to do.
And he's here to stop them.
But I really feel like that Tony Stark showing up is going to be like the equivalent of the Hulk showing up to Hulk smash.
Yep.
Thor, bring me Thanos.
Yep.
But it's going to be like that big, but it's not going to be that superhero moment, but more of a relief moment. Like, it brings them back together. Like, it gives them that motivation. Like, we're running out of people. What do we do?
Yes.
Bam, you just got two more.
I love it. I so can't wait. Ant-Man. So we know who he's lost, but do you think we lost...
Wait a minute. There's a Spider-Man and an Ant-Man?
Yeah. Didn't you hear?
Oh.
Well, actually, there's only just an Ant-Man.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go, sir. Please. Please, I don't want to go.
So do you think he lost his daughter and his ex-wife and her husband?
I wonder that, too.
I think he did. I think this is what's going to be motivating him.
I think so, too. That would make sense because he's in San Francisco.
Yeah.
They're upstate New York.
Mm-hmm. And he's got to get to New York.
He's got to get there.
He's not going to leave his wife and his kid.
Yeah.
So if they disintegrated, he's going to freaking New York.
If your wife, well, his ex-wife, like, you know, he probably doesn't care so much about her, but his daughter is like, that's it. That's his main focus.
Yeah.
And if she's gone.
Yep. And I think it's clear Hawkeye lost all of his family.
I think so too.
Yeah.
He's turned and.
He's Ronin. Did you notice the tattoos?
I did notice that.
I was like, whoa, he really turned.
Pretty good.
So that must mean there's a huge time jump. Huge. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to seeing Hawkeye back because I like his little witty comments. You know, I like Hawkeye.
I do too.
He's got
He
his
might not
little
be
bow
witty
and
though,
arrow, but
because he lost his family.
maybe we'll find out what happened in Budapest. You know, because that's all he's all. We remember this differently. You know? But what I like about him is like he's fearless. Like he tackles and stuff, and he has no superpowers. I mean, neither does Black Widow, but they're both fearless. You know, Iron Man has his suit. Thor is a Asgardian god.
Yeah, he's a god. Yeah, and then Hawkeye and Black Widow are just agents with extreme talent.
Extreme talent, extreme training, and they go in courageous.
I can't wait.
Yeah, me neither.
Well,
oh gosh, I'm so ready.
Before you and I talk ourselves up to the point of actually being disappointed by the movie, which I think is impossible,
right.
What are some of your theories, and are you excited for Endgame? So let's talk about that in the comments. And while you're there, hit that subscribe button so you can become a Durbanian, and you'll be and hit the bell by the subscribe button so you're notified for our next theory video, movie review, ranking video, theological analysis, trailer reaction, or anything else we do here. I'm Durbin.
I'm the Cholo Nerd.
Thanks for checking out Durbania.